Well, good evening. They said you would be rowdier than that. Is that true? Give you a minute? Is that what you said? Well, I'm actually substituting tonight for Senator Lisa Murkowski. I understand she's here every year, and I'm just so proud of her for being a good Girdwood resident. I don't have that claim to fame, but I do have the claim to fame of having learned to ski at Alyeska. And so there is that. We're here for a great cause tonight, for this vibrant community and for its sustainability across time. Thank you, Girdwood 2020, for all you do towards developing this place and making it a sustainable, livable community. You have got something going on here that is pretty special, and I just wanted to be a part of that with Sandy. She's here with me tonight. If you'd give her a warm welcome too, I'd appreciate it. I know I'm in trouble because as I start to speak around the state, they're asking me, is Sandy coming? Because you all enjoy her a lot more than me sometimes, and that's okay. You know, one of my special moments actually was just recaptured today in this beautiful day that you all probably enjoyed here. As we drove this afternoon to Girdwood and saw the beauty of it, it did remind me of those what I recall of the days at the top of Chair 2 at spring skiing and seeing the sun over the mountains, just the majesty of it, just pouring over. What a touching place this is, and so full of memories for many of you here as well as for me. So I got to tell you one quick story, because one of my most unusual moments as a parent occurred in Girdwood too. I've never told this story publicly, and I probably will never get to again. It was at the Double Muskie, and it was at late spring, and Sandy and I drove to the Double Muskie with our two little girls in the back seat to go get a gift certificate for some friends who'd done something really special for us. Pulled into the parking lot there. Sandy gets out to run and get the gift certificate. I stay with the girls who were in the seats in the back. They're about 9 years. Grace was 9, Rachel was about 7. And I was just kind of chatting with them, sitting there looking out towards the street, when this limousine pulls out of the Double Muskie parking lot with a group of young women, looked like maybe a bridal party or something. The top was rolled back. It was kind of a late spring day, and all of a sudden, several young ladies started popping out of the top of the sunroof, and they began to pull their sweaters up and flash everybody at the Double Muskie. I got a 9-year-old and 7-year-old in back, and I'm praying, God, please do not let them have seen that. Whereupon this little voice comes from the back seat and it says, "That's disgusting." And I said, "Yes, Rachel, it was, and I hope I never see you doing that." And she said, "Don't worry." It's really good to be with you all tonight. Let me get on with my remarks, okay? Like I said, I'll never be able to tell that one again. It is good to see you. Do we have our Go for the Gold athletes with us tonight? Do we have them here? Three. We have 3 of them. Can we have them stand up? Our Go for the Gold athletes. So proud of all of you, as well as our Olympians here tonight too. Just good to see all of you here. I've also been tracking our Paralympians. Andrew Kirka, born in Anchorage, got his first monoski lesson at Challenge Alaska, and though he won't be competing due to his injury, we wish him a speedy recovery. Joe Tompkins, born in Seward, now Juneau, also in Sochi. They embody the Alaska spirit of overcoming the odds, and we're really proud of them too. I spoke earlier just a little bit about what you have here in Girdwood. You can't be bottled and sold. It can only be built with vision and hard work, and that's why all of you are here, and that's what you've done. You represent just some of the brightest, most creative, most original thinkers in our state. You model how a community can work together, and I'll tell you, as somebody who's seen you work with me and others in Juneau, it's pretty rare in this state to have a group of you together that stand up for this community and for our life together in this part of Alaska. And the work you've done to improve the quality of life, it shows. And it's shown since I represented you when I was a state senator from 1996 to 2000 and represented the Girdwood area. It was percolating and showing even then. Together we got together on state and federal funds to get that bird to gird section of highway widened and those passing lanes put in. And a few years ago in this administration, along with your just your real invitation and your real push, we made the Seward Highway a safety corridor and began to just make some significant efforts towards reducing the accidents and creating a more safe roadway. I still remember last January 2013, a little over a year ago, when Girdwood 2020 board came to see me and spoke with me about your priorities. And I challenged you, I recall, to come up with 3 priorities, right, Diana?
Right.
And when did you do that?
Probably in November or December. It took us a while to.
It was October. You're pretty good with your memory, yeah.
I know it took us a while.
But see, this is what happens when you're given a challenge, you meet it. I asked you for 3 top priorities so that we could work together on those 3 priorities, and you did it, and I'm proud of you for doing it. I'm happy to report that left-hand turn lanes for Indian, Bird, Rainbow, McHugh Creek, these projects are in the design stage. That was one of your priorities, and Commissioner Kemp is on it. That better sight line at Indian Point Curve is also in design. And I'm told that major reconstruction projects are on the horizon and that information signs to indicate those upcoming pullouts, those are also Commissioner Kemp's priorities. So you've put that on our radar. We're going to follow through with it, and we're going to ask you to just keep pushing us and holding us accountable, especially at DOT. So.
Yes, thank you.
The reason I mentioned DOT and Commissioner Kemp in particular, I'm going to leave Curtis alone tonight, the Commissioner of Administration over here. But Commissioner Kemp has been very good about going into the communities and meeting with businesses. I actually had a group of businesses that were concerned in another community about how DOT was making plans to cut through and cut off some businesses from traffic. And he went in there with me, met with business owners, and came up with a better solution, one that that met their needs and also met the traffic needs of the area. So he's a man who cares about the people he serves in this job, and feel free to call him. I'm also proud of your legislative representation in Juneau. Senator Kathy Giesel, who's with us tonight. Where are you, Kathy? And Representative Mike Hawker as well, I know, represents this area. And in the big picture, I'm working with legislators now to increase education opportunity in our public schools. I'm working to make sure that little one has a shot at great schools, and I can work on the fly too, okay? We really are working together to create that opportunity in our public school system for more opportunity for our kids, and also it's going to take more funding, and that's what we're working on there, as well as gas line legislation to make a longer-term future here possible. All of that, though, pales in comparison with what we're really in public office for. It's about us as Alaskans. It's about us as people. It's about our communities. We can talk in the abstract about economic development, but it goes so much deeper than that. It's about our quality of life, how we can have great lives here. That's what Girdwood 2020 is about. It's about how we can dream big, but not just for ourselves, for our kids and for our grandkids. One of the things I enjoy most about being governor is the chance to visit with folks, especially our children. I love going to the schools, and Sandy does too, but I also love visiting with our seniors and our elders. I think about a tribal elder I visited with during some flooding in Akachek, southwest Alaska, and his traditional knowledge helped save his village from floodwaters that hydrologists were not seeing coming their way. They thought they were going to go around the community. But this past week, I had the chance to speak with a 93-year-old gentleman who was born in Anchorage. And he's a man that I periodically sit with. He's well acquainted with the economy here, and he's just a man who cares very much about Alaska. But his name is Dan, and during our visit, he told me that as a boy, Anchorage didn't extend beyond 9th Avenue past the Park Strip. So that's a long time ago. He said he used to take the train with a buddy from downtown Anchorage to Indian, get off at Indian and go hunting for sheep, and then get back on the train with the sheep and go back to Anchorage. I think that's a pretty cool life. I don't know. But when I asked him to tell me what he was most thankful for here in this state, because of all that he's experienced, all that he's seen, he said three things. One, he talked about the people, and he talked about the land and everything that's a part of that, and he spoke about the opportunity that we have here in this great state of ours. And I think that's what you all at Girdwood 2020 are about. You're about being this collective group of people who care very much for this area of Girdwood, but also for this state. And you're working very hard to bring together even more people to care about this little pocket, but also about the greater state of Alaska, to create more opportunities for us and for our kids and for our grandkids. And I'm thankful that you're doing that. I'm thankful for your leadership, Diana, and thank you for the board's leadership as well. You know, before I close, I mentioned a few people, but I want to ask Senator Giesel, would you come up now? So together we can recognize someone very special to Girdwood, a real lifesaver, in fact. I want to tell you before we go to that person, I want to just tell you that I appreciate Kathy for your integrity, for the way you do your homework. She is known as one of the hardest working legislators in Juneau. I can tell you that. I don't think, I know that she has never lost sight of her reason for being there, that she represents you and she represents the people of this state. So because you are a person who lives beyond yourself, I want you to be able to take the mic and honor somebody else who has lived larger than themselves as well. So come on over here.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you for those kind words, and I want to say back to you, he is a hardworking governor. It is a delight to work with Governor Parnell. Thank you so much. You know, Governor Parnell talked about what a great community this is, and that is absolutely true. He mentioned his education initiatives, so pointed out some of those things. Girdwood K through 8 school is a phenomenal school, Governor. They just recently were recognized. They were recently recognized for achievement, and the times I've been in the school, I've noticed that there's a real family feel. The community is just so supportive. I know that's an aspect of the wonderful achievement that school makes. And we've certainly heard from Diana. She is a phenomenal leader here. As I think about the folks here in this community, there's so many people that can be recognized for their contribution, but I'm recognizing one person tonight, particularly. I want to invite Carrie Dorius to come up, please. She is here, right? Carrie? Oh, there she is. Okay, all right. Great. Okay, I was worried. She was here earlier. Come on, Carrie. So Carrie is a nurse practitioner, as you all know, as am I. And I want to tell you, this is, as you know, a phenomenal individual. You know, I was here a couple years ago to Girdwood 2020, and I was looking around, where's Carrie? Where's Carrie? Well, she came a little late because a parent had called the clinic. Their child was sick, and Carrie was about to leave the clinic. Parent said, could you see my child? She stayed. That exemplifies this woman and her commitment to this community. I can tell you that as a nurse practitioner, I am honored to know her. I revere her. She is so knowledgeable. She is so diligent, but she is also unrelenting in wanting the best health care for Girdwood. She's reaching across Turnagain Arm to Hope, and she's even been in conversation with Cooper Landing about how to extend the reach of her clinic to other communities. So tonight I'm presenting to her a legislative citation. Now it enumerates these qualities in her.
They voted on it too.
They did. But
That's kind of scary.
it also recognizes that she has been recognized by our national organization. The American Academy of Nurse Practitioners has named Carrie the 2014 Nurse Practitioner of the Year for Alaska.